Saturday morning.
I think you represent for WTS.
What's the scoop?
We all them want it, that's how we flaunt it. All them need it and them want it.
You wanna know? Yeah. They never know some have to spell it. WTS. What's the scoop?
What's the scoop?
Fun, factual, fun, and unbiased. Your girl TIFAN. Exactly.
Quick cook set. Rice, WTS. Check out what's the scoop. Jang.
Hey, next level. I want to say good evening and welcome to What's a Scoop on your 107s. I'm Kishima Francis. Shella, where you there?
Oh, go on,
This evening is me and Shella in the building. And of course, we want to link up with Courtney Mack. But first, can you big up the entire team, Shella? You can do that?
Kemar, big up. Kishi.
Yeah.
Peter,
engineer, social media. Shaquille, producer. Yeah.
Big up Collision on another part.
DJ Collision. Yeah. Yes.
That is it.
No, it's all about Reggae Sumfest. Did you watch Reggae Sumfest any at all, Shella?
Me catch a few clips out.
Little bits?
Yeah, me drop asleep, you know.
What you say? Jaja.
But me catch to me the best performance was Governor.
The performance they touched you.
Solid. Massacre.
Yeah.
Solid too.
Enough people ball during Governor set still, you know.
Yeah, the gist alone would have make you cry.
Yeah, and just even how, he was embracing his mom and, when you say she start cry and, go be wallet,
Yeah, because even when
wallet, man.
Even when I see him kiss her, you can see the full emotion.
The emotions, yeah, definitely. But also, Shella, before we get deep into things, big up, of course, to our viewers, especially those of you who are watching, using the IRIE FM mobile app. Welcome. It is What's the Scoop? And big up to those of you who are just at home listening, clacking and lucking on the 107s. And you can give me a signal when Courtney Mack is online and ready to link up with us. Because, we want the full 100. We know the team is on location as well. And Shella, I am just seeing this information from Reggae Sumfest. And, they're saying that last night was basically one of the biggest nights in the history of the festival.
Yeah, them said the biggest one, and it seems to be.
Yeah, because you saw like the drone shots, because like me did watch it online as well. And, just seeing the drone shots of the venue, enough people turn out.
Yeah, and the distance where the drone travel from the back to the front stage, you can see capacity load enough.
Load, a real thing. And in the well, I guess it's a press release that Sunfest issued. They're also acknowledging the stampede, because that there is a little stampede. They said that they're investigating. We understand that some patrons actually got hurt. According to this, I'm going to read it in part. It says, amidst the overwhelming excitement, the event experienced an incident during the early hours of Saturday morning that resulted in a stampede. Unfortunately, the incident led to injuries among several of our patrons. And they're also saying that our emergency response protocols were activated without delay, allowing teams to quickly and effectively stabilize the situation. And, they might express concern as it relates to the patrons who got hurt. And they will be doing an investigation. Jaja.
I see a lady on the TikTok complain, say it's not really the artist, but the stampede makes you want to go back again. So
wow.
That not sound too good enough.
No, and sometimes with stampede, it can just be one person and make a run or a move, and then it's alert other people
can be a
to
pocket,
just.
Because them nothing of them crowd, man will pick the pocket them, So one of them comment there too. So we don't know.
Yeah, no, true. But we're happy that there aren't any reported fatalities, and we wish a speedy recovery for the patrons who got injured in that situation. And me and Shella there, we are standby for Courtney still, cause him have this scoop, him have big.
I wonder if him still asleep.
Courtney, Mikey, look here now, Mikey.
What's going on? I've been waiting
How
for
are you,
guys.
Mr. Sunfest?
$1 million voice.
I am good. I'm good.
Look here,
Big up
where
to all
do
the
we
listeners
start?
locked in, you know what I mean? Yes, of course. It's all
Night
about
one.
Sunfest.
Night one of Reggae Sumfest, Mark. What's the scoop? How it go?
Listen, night one was a very interesting night, history-making night, if I may say. I mentioned, last night, and of course I'll continue to say it again. I've been to several night ones, several Sunfest over the last period of time, and I've also spoken to persons who have been there since it started. Let me tell you something. Last night was literally the biggest night that I've seen in Reggae Sumfest history, as it relates to night one, as it relates to Catherine Hall, as it relates to just, listen, it reached a point where I've never actually heard or seen anything like this where patrons were barred from entering the venue because of the fact that there were so many persons outside.
Wow.
Still not able to come in, and there was no room for persons to be in the venue. So it's a situation where if it is that, for example, you would leave for the restroom, if you leave that spot, you can't make it back to that spot any at all based on how thick the crowd was. Overall, I must say that, listen, I basically would say that, if I should go off just last night one, Catherine Hall, I mean, I don't think he can hold Sunfest anymore in terms of the type of patrons who came out in their attendance.
Would you say that Vibes Cartel contributed largely to that,
Absolutely.
massive turnout?
Absolutely. Vibes Cartel definitely did, and I knew a lot of persons didn't get the opportunity initially to see him on Freedom Street, and several persons that I spoke to, and of course several persons who I heard in interaction and speaking amongst themselves, they spoke about the fact that, hey, this was their opportunity to see Vibes Cartel for the first time, and also get to see other acts, I mean major acts who were on the bill as well. So I must say and agree and confirm that by all indication it would definitely have something to do with Vibes Cartel being a part of this year's staging. You know what I mean? Overall, just to dissect a little bit in terms of what took place, the night of course started at about 10:15, which would have been 15 minutes later than expected. I mean, originally according to the running order it was set for 10 o'clock. So at about 10:15, of course, the first act went on stage, which was Shady Natural, among several other upcoming acts. But the night kind of made a way in terms of making a betterment in terms of show and so on, where Ladden, he touched the stage, and of course he did a remarkable set. I mean, Ladden hasn't been on the Sunfest stage for quite a while, so he basically gave a good account of himself. The Center King definitely represented. Also, another notch further was Harry Toddler. He took the stage at about 11 p.m. So of course Harry Toddler, as you know, he gave the Sunfest audience some classics, some dancehall classics from them time, from Scare Them Crew all the way up until now. And of course, listen, the energy continued to build for the night. Diani, he came right after Harry Toddler, of course, represented for the ladies. Did a great job, great set as always. This is actually the first time for Diani on a night one, because Diani, he had performed at the festival. He has been performing for the last 4 years, and so this was usually when he performs, it's usually on a night two. This was his opportunity to shine on night one. He definitely did so. Also have to big him up on the appearance. I mean, suit well on par, and
red suit a pop.
Yeah man, works. You know what I mean? So in compared to previous discussions last year when he with his attire and so on, this year definitely had it on full effect. The ladies loved it, and of course he definitely represented, did a good set. Also moving on, of course there was a band change, of which Rough Cut came on stage at that time. Of course, we want to big up Rough Cut. Rough Cut is an amazing band. Big up to the members, all the musicians, always represented. And when it's Rough Cut time, usually persons say, all right, it's a notch further as it relates to showtime. Chanel Muir, she went on stage at about 12:25. Yeah, man. And I must say, she went on stage to an introduction from our very own Kishima Francis. And of course, what a awesome. If you ask me, that was the highlight in terms of intros for the night, in terms of like
Mark.
when I heard it, I felt it was indeed amazing, and of course, it created that energy for her to come on stage. She definitely represented, looking fabulous, looking like she's working out in the gym and doing some wonderful things, and of course, her musical range is always on point. So definitely, Shaniel had a wonderful set, if you ask me. Did well. The top girls, them definitely represented, and of course, they were singing all the way through until the end. So big up to Shaniel Muir on that set. Was indeed awesome set. Of course, she performed, and after that, Boom Boom came up and warmed up the crowd a little bit. I mean, getting ready for persons to anticipate the next performer. The next performer was Governor. Governor did a very electrifying set. Of course, P&Town Town artist was in full command while on stage, inviting his mom on stage, and of course, later on, handing her keys to her car. Of course, SUV to be even more specific. And that, for me, I mean, that was an emotional part of the event where a lot of persons were. In fact, let me say this: even before he went to inviting his mom on stage, the show literally, like, I was backstage, and I can definitely tell you, and I said it to him last night, the show, when he came on stage with the type of energy that he came on, you could see that Governor, he had a show planned, he was ready, he was prepared, and of course, even the outfit, I mean, kudos to him. If you ask me, I'm also not going to just give him a top performer for the night, I'm going to give him also best appearance for the night, if you ask me, as it relates to the males, and definitely representing, and like I said, the emotional part where his mom was on stage. I mean, that you could see a lot of persons really were, feeling that energy, feeling that happiness, that joy for him, and he too was also, you could hear the emotions, but him hold it like a G, nevertheless, as a true Governor. And that was a high point for me for the night. He delivered well, possibly the best performance I've seen Governor perform, if you ask me, compared to previous Reggae Sumfest performance, and by extension other performances that I've seen. So definitely big up to him. Jamal came right after. I was a little bit curious as it relates to Jamal, because what happened is that according to the running order, he was supposed to perform before on the previous band. So unfortunately, he may have missed his band time, and so he performed on tracks. So he came on right after Governor, and of course, I thought that, with that kind of momentum that Governor gave in terms of his set, Jamal wasn't as electrifying as I'd anticipated. I know he has some current songs. I know, the fans were still, nevertheless, representing and of course, singing his song from start to end. But that energy for me, I kind of believe that it went a little, a notch down in compared to Governor's performance. But nevertheless, big up to Jamal. I know it's like a new territory for him in terms of this kind of platform, and of course, but he did his thing. Moving right, of course. We spoke about Shaniel earlier on. She of course did well. Yes. Also, moving right after that, Boom Boom, he came back on stage and definitely warmed up things before Massacre took the stage. Massacre came on stage at about 5 minutes after 2 o'clock. He entered the stage, of course, with a little bit of a message that we wondered what took place backstage. Later on, we're hoping to...
Mackie, hold that thought with the message. We actually have a message to take. Okay. Stick and stay.
Go ahead.
The time on IRIE FM is...
It is now 6:29. All right, Mac, we are getting a review. So you're saying Massacre now entered the stage?
He entered the stage at about 5 minutes after 2 o'clock. Of course, vibe was good, everything persons were anticipating, but then there was a message, of course, before him touching the stage saying that, hey, this is going to be his last Sunfest because in the styling, which clearly, like I said, later on, we're hoping that we would be able to speak to Joe or somebody from the technical team, the production aspect of things, as it relates to what took place before he went on stage, why it is that he would make such a statement. Nevertheless, after saying that, Massacre definitely gave a 1 hour performance set, a solid 1 hour set, if you ask me, and of course showing his versatility. Definitely had the patrons listen, singing songs of a songs. Persons were literally just non-stop. The fire was high, the vuvuzelas, the horns, everything was active throughout the entire performance. He brought on Jashi on stage as well, and of course delivered his thing and doing thing. But overall, let me tell you something, man. Every time, this is possibly the third time that I can recall consecutively that Massacre has performed on Reggae Sumfest, and I must tell you that this is by far his top performer in terms of top performance in terms of the night for him in terms of all the performances that I've seen him done at Reggae Sumfest over the previous years. So I am definitely seeing that he's growing on a performance level. I still would not give him the top performer, but definitely I would give him a close second as it relates to how he performed. I thought he gave a great account of himself, but definitely would give Governor the edge on that. But like I said, Massacre did a 1 hour set, solid from start to end, and of course he delivered.
So Mac, you're saying you're giving Governor the top performer, and
Top
you're
performer.
saying that Massacre is second in line.
Second in line.
All right. So in continuing, and then were people taken aback based on what Jashi said on stage, because that clip is going viral across social media with Jashi making mention about a crown and no bad like your shoes lace in reference to Massacre, saying them no bad like him shoes lace. Were people taken aback by that? How was that received by the crowd when Jashi said it?
From my vantage point, a few persons, heard it, and nevertheless, I think it went over some person's head. But I believe afterwards, when clips and different videos start showing of him doing that, especially on the social media platform, I thought it got a little bit more light, but persons did hear it, and persons figure more or less that hey, he's giving kudos to Massacre, but quite possibly he may be throwing some jabs at Vybz Kartel as it relates to of course him being crowned king of the dancehall. So it was a lot of persons were looking into it. A lot of persons were also wondering whether or not if there was a situation between Vybz Kartel and Jashi, and all the different things backstage, like you said as well.
On that note, Mac, before we get to Kartel and the crowning, we have another time signal, and we also have Turbulence standing by. So stick and stay.
You know it's crunch time when Crunchers Wheat Crackers by National Baking Company gives you the time. The time is...
It is now 6:32. It's What's the Scoop? We're live. Courtney Mack is talking to us live from Reggae Sumfest as we look towards night 2. So Mackie, talk to the crowning Vybz Kartel.
Right there.
And
So we
his
had the
team.
crowning right now. It was time for the man of the moment, of course. MC Nuffy, he took the stage and had the crowd in a frenzy before segueing into calling on Vybz Kartel at approximately 18 minutes after 3 o'clock. So the king of the dancehall had the entire Catherine Hall venue belting out hits after hits non-stop. At 3:57, he called on Aisha at 5 minutes to 4 o'clock. It was that time though that they were getting ready to of course crown the king himself. So he was also invited rather Spice on stage, and of course together they performed their collaboration, including Hit Ramping Chop, as well as many other collaborations that they have. And of course right after that, they got ready to before he performed another song or get the crowning, he did his God is the Greatest, which had the patrons just singing like a choir. As you know, this is the new hit from him, God is the Greatest, and of course many persons were just singing. The entire Sunfest was locked in. Later he closed the set, of course, with Mama Song at 4:19. But overall, the official crowning of the new king of the dancehall took place a little bit right before, within that time frame, at 3:57. And of course, a lot of persons were basically anticipating this moment. This was the moment that a lot of phones were out. A lot of persons were making sure that they got the video to see this, and you could see amongst the persons, the patrons who were there, that this was also one of the high points of them attending, to actually witness history, witness Vybz Kartel being the new king of the dancehall. And rightfully so, his fans were out in full effect. Gaza was definitely there, and this was a wonderful moment as it relates to seeing this, and seeing of course Spice being a part of this move. This was indeed awesome, and for me this was also one of the major high points. Vybz Kartel performance was overall great. I'd give him third in terms of the top performances, nevertheless. So in the same order, like I said, Governor, Massacre, and Vybz Kartel. But overall, one of the highest points, the crowning of the new king of the dancehall, Vybz Kartel, which he delivered. Also must make mention of Skeng as well as Tommy Lee, who came right after, and they did their thing as well. Represented. Skeng was in high energy as always. So
yes, and green hair.
was Tommy Lee, and this whole neon green here and all these things. And as usual, I want to say that when I watched Skeng's performance, you could see that definitely for a dancehall act, he definitely is one entertainer to watch as it relates to performing. And it wasn't necessarily the easiest task to be on stage after the crowning of Vibes Cartel, because of the fact that several persons were kind of somewhat making their way out at that moment in time. A good time to segue also to mention before we go that there are a few stampedes, 2 stampedes if you ask me, and I thought that was 2 of the elements that put a damper on the night's proceedings. We are getting some information, haven't getting any confirmed report, but we have been told that there might be pickpockets. There also was a situation of there might have been a fight between 2 persons, and so either one was a pickpocket and the other was a fight at some point. Several persons got injured, stampede, rolling over fences, pushing down VIP. A lot of persons got hurt. Unfortunately, from my vantage point, I saw the medics. I mean, the entire medical team. They were there bringing persons through the backstage area on stretcher. And you could see that a lot of persons were hurt because of the stampede, and that was a very unfortunate incident. Like I said, the first one took place right as it was the proceedings for the crowning, and the other was right after Vibes Cartel performed.
And Mark, to add something to that, I read a statement from Reggae Sumfest earlier. So they're saying that for the safety and well-being of our patrons, that remained their highest priority. They also said that we are undertaking a full review of the incident alongside security consultants and law enforcement, and we will be implementing additional crowd control and safety measures effective immediately. So that was put out in their statement, and they also, expressed sympathies towards the patrons who were hurt in that situation. So I guess we can wait also to see what comes out of their review.
Yes, just to add on to that point, I also spoke to a few patrons right after, and by all indication, a lot of persons, possibly already purchasing their tickets for night 2 were disappointed with that, and also was a little bit iffy whether or not if they were going to attend for night 2 based on what took place. I mean, there are still persons who are still nevertheless saying, hey, you know what, we're still coming, whatever, different vibes, different energy kind of thing. But there are a lot of persons who said, hey, listen, I bruised my hand, I broke this, or different. There's so many different situations that we saw.
So Mac, in closing, because like I said, Turbulence is standing by and we want to get to his live performance and thing. As we look forward to night 2, can you quickly just tell us what is in store for night 2?
All right, so of course later on it's all about Pressure Bus Pipe. He'll be there, Fontaine Moja, I Wayne, Taurus Riley, and just to add that there's going to be a tribute to some of our entertainers who we have lost in recent times. And of course, years ago we're talking about tribute to Gregory Isaac, talking about tribute to Jimmy Riley, Coco T, several others. You know what I mean? So I'm looking forward to see the tribute later on. We understand that will be a part of the Taurus Riley set. Protege's on later on. Leela Ike. I mean, we got some information yesterday based on the fact that while she was en route to Montego Bay, I mean, there was a situation where she got arrested. It's a traffic offense. I haven't gotten any update to find out whether or not if she was out on bail or got stationed bail, but I know tonight is her night, I mean, according to the lineup. So we'll tell you more about that in terms of, if all goes well and she's all set and ready for later on. Also, we have to make mention of Tony Braxton, who is already here. And, of course, there's a few restrictions that we saw as it relates to a time frame where persons are able to take pictures and videos and so on, but later on we also dissect that. But overall, tonight is looking good, shaping out good to be an awesome night. Once again, like we said, Tony Braxton will be there. It's night 2. It's an amazing time. Reggae Sumfest is wonderful. Last night was history making. Unfortunately, the incident at the end did kind of somewhat put a damper on the whole situation, but nevertheless it was a great night outside of all of that.
Wow. Thank you so much, Mac. Comprehensive review. Be safe, and we look forward to hearing more of the happenings tonight. So big up to you and the entire Reggae Sumfest team. Courtney Mac, Big A, DJ Bones, Shamara, Tristan, Nicholas, everybody.
Nicholas Francis, Nicholas Evans, you understand, the entire team.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? The whole crew, you understand, on location.
Yes.
As well.
Yes. So thank you so much for that, Max. Stay safe, and we'll definitely connect and get more details. So keep it locked to the 107s for more.
No problem. You know, Turbulence are come turn up the studio.
Right, the notorious. So of course we are gonna get to that, but what a fitting segue. It is now time for your Sunfest Minute, brought to you by Reggae Sumfest. Since 2018, Reggae Sumfest has benefited from the valued sponsorship of the Tourism Enhancement Fund, an agency dedicated to connecting tourists with the rich offerings of Jamaican artisans. With thousands of international visitors attending Reggae Sumfest each year, the festival provides an ideal platform to highlight Jamaica's vibrant creative industries. Artisans are carefully selected for their craftsmanship, creativity, and commitment to quality, ensuring an exceptional showcase of Jamaican talent. That was your Sunfest Minute, brought to you by Reggae Sumfest. And very fitting now, look here, Noshella, we need Turbulence in the hot spot, you know.
Ready?
We have to go pause, big ups and burnouts.
All right then.
Yeah, so we have just, I have Turbulence in the hotspot. No, Turbulence, welcome.
Yeah, we do give thanks and praise. Thank you very much for having me.
Yes. No, before we kick off your performance though, as you look, well, we are midway, more than half of the year. What would you say is something that you're hoping to accomplish before the year ends?
Well, I'm actually working on my studio,
Nice.
So it's in construction. We're building up, from the place where I was born, Hungry Town. So we're on that, and I would love to see the triumphant, building up.
Hey,
December,
that's amazing. Yeah. All right. And guess what? We're ready, Readyland, are you ready? Internet peeps, are you ready? Right now on the WTS stage live. Turbulence.
Branch Records. Give thanks and praise for life, health, and strength. It is like Turbulence. Shaman. Brand new to the world. Get used to it. Get familiar. Yeah. Hear me now. I don't know what to believe. She's too sweet to deceive. It's a mistaken identity. Are your eyes working well? Is it really my angel? In infidelity, it cannot be. And she said one of her friends have lost her life, and she's going to the candlelight. That's the reason she went out of town. That's why I'm questioning your side. She's coming home tonight. I'm gonna confront her. She can't take man fi punk. Have the rumors true? What did you do? Girl, I've heard where you're coming from. I know you will win. No more lies. I don't wanna hear baby quit. I'm the what did you do? Girl, the only way out. Tell me the truth. You better tell us the man the truth. Hear me now. Tell me the truth, are you cheating on me? Are you giving away the honey to a bumblebee? Hey, me know say sonny now go tell me no lie. Don't call your friends for no alibi. Hey girlfriend, don't you tell me no lie. I don't wanna say goodbye. Don't you ever try. How long has this been going on? My birds just want me to me born. Well, pull out. Yeah man, don't impregnate if you don't mind the kid. Yes sir. Pull out. Give me something else. Please pull out. Never soul, what's the scope? Blessed love the black carpet production, you see it. Vivian Williams with myself. Tell them we don't need no permission. We conquer any mission. Me and me own a boss. Me make me own decision. Yeah, beside the vision. Me got the premonition. Being alone no make you lonely. Shed this edition. Man love tranquility. Sit up on a sata self-love. No mean you selfish. Grunt non snapper. Held over well to my heart. Now go flatter. You no like me. It doesn't matter. I love me. I love me. Pull out again. Big up Black Carpet Production. Sonny Trot, big up yourself, yeah man. You don't see the current, you know, fusion, one love, M1, art of love and respect. Kick and squeeze. Pull up. More about that tune there, man. Yeah man, more about that tune there. You know, they know that one there already. So we are promote that one here for the people. But what's the scoop, you know? And this is the scoop. An ice cream scoop neither. Are you ready? Tell them we no need no permission. We conquer any mission. Me and me own a boss. Me make me own decision. Yeah, me side the vision. Me got the premonition. Being alone no make you lonely. Shed this edition. Man love tranquility. Sit up on a sata self-love. No mean you selfish. Grown non snapper. Held over world to my heart. No go flatter. You no like me. It doesn't matter. Cause I love me. You know I love me. Oh, I love to be in my own company. I know say me no like people, but I'm not free. Oh, I love to be in my own company. You worst enemy, yeah. Are you one-time friend? The one where used to suffer with you down in the den. The closest to you when no money now spend. But as soon as you're making it a big problem. Hey mankind heart full of evil would I make you distraught? No for them must send me to this and to that. I no start. That's why man shut apart. Because I love me. You know I love me. Oh, I love to be in my own company. I know say me no like people, but I'm I love to be in the dark you can see the sunshine. Hey, I will find my way. I will find my way. I love pull out. Tonight still in the Sabida Masagan, Satama Sagana, Sila Kadamawi. Busy me up well ready when me physically do so. I do a like holy man, you like King Selassie. I judge Rastafari. Give me some for the woman again. Never saw no one more. Woman, I love you for sure. All of the man, them love them mother, them woman, them sister, them daughter. You know, we got to love. Hold out. It's a it. Now it we are split. Yo, never soul, yeah. Yes, on the track, big up yourself, just say it, yo. Ladies, them time. We got the love of the sun searching for. God bless our love. We don't have to search no more. We've got the love of the sun searching for. Oh my God, yeah. She tell me say yeah, she's a butterfly, she go with I, and my love it makes you feel like she can touch the sky. Blessed by Selassie I, she could never deny I'm the one she loves. Baby, you and I are inseparable, so benevolent, and I love. Black woman, I love you so. Woo! We've got the wool. More tune. Think we are cartoon. When I made up authenticity at its best. It is Turbulence the future. Hungry Town Massive, Cassava Piece, Big Yard, Whitehall. Give me now this one. Girl. It was love at first sight. When I give me now. It's another that we are spit. Go bang, a bang. Turbulence the future, we don't beg no friend. Ready for burn you all of them. But right now, the ladies them time, right? Come now. It was love at first sight when I saw her that night, and I knew from that moment the first thing you did was good, and goosebumps came all over me when I look into your eyes. You were so happy and free. I had to walk over and say, I need your name and number where you reside. I need you by my side. I need your name and number. Big up to the engineer, sound sweet youth. Come now, come now. I need your name and number where you reside. I need you by my side. My name is Turbulence and Rastafari, where you may choose it. Occupation is singing and making the music. My hobbies are reading and playing football. Most of all, I would like to abuse them the rain or fall and give us sweet love when nature call. Remember Rasta never, we standing tall. Let's procreate, baby, do not stall. Pull out! Yeah, no more. Yeah, no more. Hey there, you're so unforgettable. All of the people will love a tune, sing it out. Don't be afraid. What's this cool girl? I'm still loving you. Go bang. so far right now. If she needs someone to run, someone to read, you know I will be there. And if she needs financial support, I will be there. When me sing them song, yeah, I hold you power man a flock. Turn you up again back. She wants a naughty on the front line. I will be there when the rain or shine. You want the rest up on the front line. Oh no, I don't wanna be alone. I don't wanna be and I sound so good, you know. And the engineer go on that thing. Give me something else. One more, Kapshima, please. One more. Go home. Rastafari came from the world. Yeah. Yeah, you me a rude boy song, me singing the man. Come on, come on, come on. So me go tell them, say, I could have been. Again. Not again. Turbulence the future. Never soul from the tribe of Shaka from Ethiopia, Africa. What's the scoop? You know the loop. So me go tell them, say, I could have been one of the most notorious, I gotta say, by the King and His grace. It's a glory to us. I could have been one of the most devastating. And a Sunfest is still this. I watch the scoop. Make we jump it. Me say no one your name. Burn away the wicked profile and the wicked image. Kashima, your time.
Turbulence, that was absolutely amazing.
Thank
and
you.
It's no surprise. We know you are the ultimate performer. So for people who just watched and they want to catch Turbulence live in concert, how the calendar look? Where can we see you next?
You know what I mean? So, first of all, let me say give thanks, you know, for we're still here and the people still supporting, people still listening up. Give thanks to the people, the fans, well wishers, one love. You know I'm off to America soon. You know we have a show in France in the 2nd of August. We have a show in France. Then we leave in France and go into Seattle. Then we go to Virginia, then Tampa, then leaving there again and go to Germany and Switzerland and Holland. And then we leave there and go to Africa, Kenya, Uganda, Tanzania, just to name a few, Senegal. We are talking about South Africa on a whole, Joburg, Durban, Cape Town. You know, we're just keeping tracking. So we have to give thanks to the people for supporting the same way.
So like you need
amazing.
Listen,
the calendar.
I'll tell you, man.
Shella.
So this day I know, you know, we're doing all kind of different, you know, garrison shows and passing through some events and the people know say we're still fresh and we're still hot and we're still burning. Give thanks.
One of the songs that you just did, one of your new songs, I Love Me. I don't know, that song just kind of hit me different,
Yes,
you know.
because if you don't love yourself, you can't love another.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
I love it.
It first starts from yourself, you know. It first starts, even when you ride the plane, the pilot say you have to put on your seatbelt or save yourself before you can save even your offspring. So you have to love yourself more. And if you don't have no love, you can't love yourself either. So I mean, so me don't care what people want to think about I and I, me personally, my own thoughts. I love me, you know. So when you love yourself, you eat right. When you love yourself, you take care of yourself. When you love yourself, you don't take no insult and foolishness from people and belittlement. You love yourself. Some people call it hype and some people call it bossy. But when you love yourself, it's more authentic. You know what I mean? Blessed.
Wow, that is an amazing note to end on, Turbulence.
Yes,
send me that track.
Yes, of course.
Absolutely love it. And is that a part of a new project that you're working on?
Yes. me and my partner, because I'm also a manager and I'm also a producer, you know, Mr. Vivian Williams is a part of the Black Carpet, you know, movements, and it's a song that we're working on, and people in my label and in my corner, we're talking about Macaroon, have a new EP coming out, and I wanted to play it for him, you know, it's called Reggae in Me. Very good artist, so, you know, so him now they were in Turbulence and him go off key. Come on, do the half key thing there. So, you know, so you have to say, come on, you know, Kashima, you said, no, this doesn't sound good. So,
Yeah, true.
you would sound good. So, you know, and you don't know, we have Sunny Trad and we have just the surrounding of Aya Trad. We're here to burn the fire.
Wow. Turbulence, thank you so much for coming through. It was a pleasure.
Yes, I give thanks. Holy I Selassie, Jah, Rastafari.
Turbulence, the future. Absolutely amazing. We are out of time. Shella, anything you want to say before we close off?
The man just never change. The vocals never move from your youth till now. Big up.
Of course.
And big up
Yeah,
yourself.
man. Yeah, bless up yourself too, Shella. Big up to the entire team. Big up to Peter Broadwell, keeping social media connected. Big up to Shaquille, our producer this evening. And also Rashona. And big up yourself, DJ Kemar. You know, you hear Turbulence, I say, yo, the engineer at work. So bless up yourself. Big up to DJ Collision. Big up to the entire team. DJ Lollipop is up next. He's sitting in for the Big A. I'm Kishima Francis. Shella, you know, see your name?
Shella, one Shella.
Yeah, one Shella. That's our time. We out.